I do remember this conversation because I said Avengers is the movie. Now, sorry.
I'm gonna actually slap you.
Sorry.
You are gaslighting me, and I mean that in the literal definition, not in the...
Oof. Yeah. No, and you know, the only reason that came back to me is because I was thinking in my mind, I was like, what are my answers to that? And then went to movies, and then I was like, I think it would be Avengers would be my answer. And then I was like, wait a second. I think I might have said that before. So now we know Avengers is definitely the answer.
I feel so attacked.
Sorry,
Okay, well, anyway, hi.
Anyway, hi.
Welcome to What the Fuck is Happening, the podcast.
Welcome. Yes, you.
Me?
Too.
Well, how are you, Maddie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm also... Oh,
We've had a day.
I'm a survivor. That's all.
Yes. Well, do you want to share that story with us? Or
I fell over today. And, I slipped on tiles and, crashed.
ow.
Everything's fine. And I think I was only sensitive about it because late yesterday afternoon I decided I was going to make a bunch of pastries. And then I didn't finish yesterday's steps until 2:30 a.m.
Oof.
And then I was asleep at 4:15, and then I had to wake up at 8 to finish them.
Oh, Jesus.
So I didn't think that through. But it was worth it because delicious pastries.
I mean, yes, but also that is a lot of hours of effort
See,
for something you could buy at the store.
you could buy it at the store, but why would you?
It's true. That croissant that I had was really nice. So
And that was a cut-off. That wasn't even a real layered croissant.
yeah, it was very nice. Yum.
Yum. Such
Anyway.
enthusiasm.
No, I was just thinking back
Go off.
to eating it. It was really nice.
Go off. How was your week?
Actually, you know what? I've had a great week because I didn't have to do anything. So
That sounds great.
it was really
That
nice.
does sound great.
Yeah. This was my week of, I'm just going to relax, back
I
to the
do.
grind, I guess, tomorrow.
Grindo.
Maybe. Grind, exactly. That is where I frequent.
You're one of those straight girls who goes on Grindr to hook up with bisexual guys.
What an idea.
What an idea. Wow. Sorry, I didn't mean to plant that idea in you.
I mean, surely bisexual guys are better than straight guys, so...
Yeah. I don't know how to unpack that, but yeah, surely.
Surely. So, good one. Good talk.
I'm really... Okay.
Cool.
What are we... Oh, the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
We didn't do that, did we?
No, we haven't yet.
Oh, well, what? Yeah, the elephant in the room this week is that we didn't do a pod last week.
Yeah. Aw.
I
Sucks for everybody.
Don't really remember why. I think it's because we couldn't be bothered to do it on Zoom again.
Yes, that is exactly why well, it was kind of a combination of things. We were Zooming our recap, and then I was like...
Mother's Day as well.
Mother's Day,
Work stuff, yeah.
And then Mum texted and was like, she's going to be home with dinner in 5 minutes, and you were like, I'm really tired. Fair. And then we were like, okay, so we'll just skip this week, right? And then we did.
We did.
That was a story and a half.
That's the first week that we've skipped.
Yeah, usually there's a reason why we don't do it. Last week we were just like, nah.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think we've missed a week. We've only missed I think we missed 3 weeks over Christmas, but that was a actual break.
Yeah, I feel like we might. Maybe
No one
you're
fact
true.
check me. That's me having an argument with anyone.
Yeah.
I'm actually, no, you're wrong. This is the actual facts.
This is what I feel is the
Those are
fact.
the facts. And then I'm usually right.
Usually.
Usually.
That's true.
That's kind of a good drag name.
Usually.
Yuja Lee. First name Yuja. Last name Lee. I don't know how you spell Yuja.
Well, I mean, obviously the immediate thought is just U-S-U-A.
Yuja.
Which is the beginning of usually.
Yeah, but I feel like it could be so fun.
It's true. You could go for a U-S-H.
Yeah,
type
usually.
Yeah.
Usually. I kind of like that. Or a U-D-J-A. Yuja.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I know where you're at now.
Yeah, that's kind of fun, right?
Yeah, it is kind of fun. I think you'd fall into the risk of being called Usha, but...
Usually. That's still kind of cute.
It's not bad. You're
Kind of
right.
like Mushu from Mulan,
Kind of.
who wasn't in the remake.
Honestly, don't get me started on that.
I'm pretty sure we dedicated a whole podcast to dumping on the live action Mulan.
As we should have. I think I've only ever watched the cartoon Mulan maybe like 2 times in my entire life.
Same.
And still, I know. What the fuck? That's the tea.
That is the tea. What's the song from Enchanted? That's how you know.
He loves you. I
Yeah.
can't remember if it's she or he now.
Well,
That's
gender's a
how
social
you
construct.
know he loves you.
Yeah, that.
That's how you know.
Because it's Amy Adams singing it.
he's
Speaking of
yours.
Amy Adams, I watched the Woman in the Window.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'll stop singing now. Did you? Yeah.
I
How
did.
did that go?
Oh,
I feel like I saw one tweet and it was a very aggressive tweet and I was like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Me?
But
From
yeah,
me?
Yeah, from you.
I think I tweeted 2 things about it.
Well, I saw one of them and I was like, that's out of my watch list. Not that it was ever on, but...
I mean, honestly, it's kind of been like ripped apart by critics, but like it's not that bad. It's just very derivative, which like, yeah, I mean that should be expected though.
Is that angsty drama one where she... Hang on, tell me the thing.
Okay, The Woman in the Window is about Amy Adams being an agoraphobic woman.
Yeah. Wait, and there's some kind of mystery or something, right?
She witnesses the murder of someone across the street.
Yeah. Okay,
And then,
that's right. I remember actually vaguely wanting to
Like
watch
the whole
this.
thing is like about whether or not she's hallucinated things
Yeah.
and mentally stable and all that.
Basically sounds like a mix of Gone Girl and Girl on the Train.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's derivative of them, but it's also very derivative of Hitchcock's Rear Window.
Oh.
Which, I mean, to be fair, the author of the actual book was like, yes, this is a new take on Rear Window. This is a modern take. But the thing is that the story behind the novel is so much more exciting than the actual novel itself, which I think tricks a lot of people
Okay.
in a way, because the author,
Yeah.
his late name's like AJ Finch or something, AJ Finn or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, he is like a sociopathic, what do you call it? A liar, compulsive liar.
Oh, yeah. Did you know 1 in 25 people are sociopaths? I don't know if that's true. Shane Dawson told me that, so.
Not true.
I looked it up and I couldn't find any information anywhere about it, so.
Is that when he forced... I mean, okay, let's take a little tangent. That Jake Paul... Is Jake Paul?
Yes.
Jake Paul is a sociopath.
Yeah.
That little series that Shane Dawson did a few years ago before he was cancelled for the 30th time,
Yeah.
that was problematic.
Oh my god. Okay, so Olivia and I are in the middle of watching it at the moment, which is why that's what this is from.
What? Okay.
Well, she was like, I found this thing, we should watch that. And I was like, I mean, okay.
I mean, there's better ones of his to watch.
We've watched a couple of them.
Oh.
Anyway, and it is genuinely insane. Every 2 seconds, Olivia and I are like, we hate Shane Dawson. Why are we watching this?
Too.
Honestly, the lack of investigation and the baseless claims of just every second sentence, Jake Paul is a sociopath. It's like...
And frankly, the act of masquerading an actual psychologist to come in and
That's
analyze him not against his wishes, but unknowingly.
Yeah, yes.
That's not consent, and that seems
It's a bit wild.
that seems sociopathic in and of itself.
It's definitely a choice.
And I have a feeling that psychologist, Katie Morton or something,
Yeah,
pretty sure she was like cast out of the psychologist community.
No.
Are you kidding? She agreed to do all that shit. That was
true,
fucked up.
but-
If I got psychologized against my...
I mean, I'm not
without
going to
consent,
lie.
I'd be
We are
pissed.
only just up to the part where that's just happened. They've just gone into the house
Oh.
and she's been there. So we haven't gone to any bits where she's making claims or whatever. So,
Wig.
yeah.
They don't come to any conclusion.
I'm
Spoiler.
sure they don't, because the answer is very clearly he's not a sociopath. And that doesn't work very well for the series.
Well, actually, the
so-
hilarious thing is after it came out, Logan Paul
Oh, yeah.
went on like a podcast or something, and he was like,
Yeah.
well, actually, Jake's not a sociopath, but I've been tested and I am.
Do you know, actually, I think that might have happened mid-series because I do remember I think at the beginning of this episode, Shane Dawson was like, anyway, I spoke to Logan and we were totally fine. And then 2 seconds later, well, not 2 seconds, obviously, he was like 2 days later, this whole podcast video came out where he completely dunked on the series and also was like, I have sociopathic tendencies.
I follow.
Which is really crazy. I mean, not gonna lie, we've been new, but...
Well, yeah, he filmed a dead body in the Japanese forest.
It's true. They were definitely investigating the wrong brother for that series. Anyway, that was all.
Anyway. We were talking about One Woman in the Window, weren't we?
Yes.
I think.
I said 1 in 25 people are a sociopath because they said that in the series.
I follow. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I said the whole premise. But, like, I don't know. It thinks it's more twisty than it actually is, but...
Yeah.
Oh, no, we were talking about the author, A.J. Finn.
That's
He's a bit of a sociopath, compulsive liar. And he, like, made all of these claims when the book was released, and it was, like, on the New York Times bestsellers, and it was critically acclaimed. And he made all of these outrageous claims, like, my mother died of cancer.
Oh, my God.
My brother died of suicide from being in the army.
Oh, my God.
And, like, all of these... He survived cancer. Like, all of these crazy claims, none of which were true.
What?
Yeah. And then, like, I think 2 years ago, the book came out in, like, 2013, 14. And then, like, 2 years ago, like... a New York Times article came out where they did in-depth fact-checking and research, and it turns out he's an absolute monster.
Wow, I thought you were going to say then it was just, and then he revealed it was a marketing scheme for his book, which, well, that would have been bad, but also the fact that, like, he did not ever admit to it. He just, wow.
Oh, he did admit, he admitted that all the stuff he made up was,
after.
Yeah. Once he got caught.
Classic.
Yes. But no, the movie itself was, I mean, it wasn't bad. It was kind of, it took itself more seriously than it needed to, because, like...
I hate when that happens.
It acted like every scene was a plot twist, when it was, like, the most basic information. It was like, oh my God, Amy Adams is in this movie, plot twist. I was like, no, that
doesn't count.
But, like, it was fine. It had some fun ideas. It had some good actors in it.
Amy Adams.
I thought it was bold of Gary Oldman to accept a role of an abusive father after allegations of abuse came out against him.
Oof, that is bold.
He was cleared against them, I'm pretty sure, but still.
Hey, speaking of, okay, so this is speaking of cleared of abuse allegations.
Oh no.
Do you know? So I've been watching 7+ recently, obviously, and every second there is
Kyle MacLachlan.
an ad.
Craig
McLaughlin.
Kyle MacLachlan's from Twin Weeks. What did I just say? Twin Peaks.
No idea.
He's an American actor. Craig MacLachlan is an Australian cunt.
Yes. Well, I don't know. He's like a singer, actor, producer, cunt as a side hobby. Anyway, I looked it up, and he's getting this whole TV show.
Yes, on Channel 7. Yeah. Very poor judgment, Channel 7.
Poor judgment, where they're basically, it's like him...
It's a sub-story.
Yeah, him being like, no, I didn't do it, and all of his family being like, no, he didn't do it. Anyway, and he was cleared of those charges.
Did you read the statement?
No.
The statement from Channel 7 about the whole series was... it's a series about false accusations in the time of #MeToo and post-Harvey Weinstein.
Stop.
But the real story of this docuseries is a love story.
No!
About him and his wife sticking together through thick and thin.
Fuck off.
And it was like, there's so many things wrong with this.
There's so many things wrong with it. Well, the funniest thing I read his, like, the bio.
Yeah.
And definitely it sounds like he did do it. He was acquitted, but
not really.
But not, well, the judge was like,
I read the judge's statements,
yeah.
yes.
It's so funny. The judge was like, I think he did it, but
there is no hard proof, so we can't say he didn't do it.
Yeah.
But we can't say he did do it, but we also can't say he didn't.
Yeah, basically. And then anyway, so 2 days ago it came out. More abuse allegations came out. I was like, oh my God. I mean, again, we've been new.
Yeah.
And that's really sad for those women, but also Channel 7, what the
fuck? Channel 7? And Channel 7's still airing it. It's on tonight, I think.
Stop!
And and not even that, but you'd think that Craig MacLachlan, you'd think that he'd be smart enough. Well, obviously not. He's not smart at all. You'd think that anyone on his team or lawyers or whatever would think, hey, isn't this, like, obviously going to be a controversial series, documentary. It's going to cause a lot of stir and a lot of media. people are gonna look deeper into this.
Yeah, it's really true. It's like you'd want to know that he didn't do it before you did this.
Literally.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Even like the whole premise behind it of giving an abuser this voice, potential abuser this voice, where they're like, no, I didn't do it, and we're living in a world where it's so much easier to accuse men of rape. It's like, I don't think that's the problem here, buddy.
Yeah, it's like, go look at the actual percentages of false accusations compared to legit.
Exactly. Anyway, wow, we got deep.
Did we get deep?
No, we talked about some topics.
Well, we talked about topics. That is such a great description of our show. Anyway, on to further abuse allegations. Ellen ending her show after 19 years. Yes. And my favourite part about it is her statement in which she announced that it's ending, because she goes, I've decided my show is no longer challenging. I'm moving on to try new things. And it's like, bitch, we seen the ratings. We done seen the ratings. We know exactly why your show's ending, and it's not because you're bored. You know?
I mean, if you're trying to save some dignity there, a bold-faced lie like that is probably not the way to go.
Bald-faced. Bold. Imagine someone calling a bald face. Oh, what a great insult. You bald face, bitch. Bald face, bitch. I kind of like that. Wow, that's title, yeah. Bald face, bitch. Anyway, yeah, I don't know why I mean, I guess positivity and shit, but like...
Yeah, I don't know, man. That was a choice.
Everyone knows it's getting cancelled because it's a flop.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna... not to be controversial, again.
Okay, Ellen.
Yeah. No, I totally think that what Ellen did was gross. 100%. Like, she's not cool. However, I have real mixed feelings about her having to face such serious consequences when that never happens to straight guys.
Oh, totally. I mean, like, objectively,
yeah,
it was more, I think that a lot of the media took the wrong stance on the story. And the stance was, Ellen's actually a mean person. Yeah. Ellen's actually rude to people.
Yeah.
When the real story was that 3 high-paid producers, executive producers on the show, were accused of sexual assault.
Oh, wild.
And fired for it.
Wild.
So they must have found some type of proof.
Yeah.
Or something. 3.
That's a lot.
All straight white males.
That's a lot.
That's the real story.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't know there was sexual allegation. I knew that there was a lot of accusations of it being a generally toxic workplace in terms of like general abuse and mistreatment
toxicity
of the employees.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that's a lot.
And that's the actual story. And people got lost in, because Ellen, like, she's a celebrity. No, don't meet your heroes. You know, they're always gonna disappoint you. Truth. Of course, she's not a great person. Like,
yeah, of course.
That's not really a story. And I agree. I don't think that the amount of backlash she faced was, what's the word?
Well, I don't think it was necessarily...
Was on par with the crime of just being rude.
Yeah, it's really true. I think particularly, again, when you compare her to other people of her
You know who I don't
caliber.
get?
Who?
Jimmy Kimmel. I think he's hiding something.
Do you?
I don't know what.
Wait, which one's Jimmy Kimmel? I was getting confused.
Well, Jimmy Fallon's the one who laughs at every sentence.
Yeah, he's got
Jimmy Kimmel's the one who has no expressions. Jimmy Kimmel's ABC. Jimmy Fallon's NBC.
I don't think I know what Jimmy Kimmel looks like.
He says everything with the exact same non-emotive face, and it's like...
I'm going to know when I see him. Oh, yeah, this fucker.
It's really tough when he tells jokes, which is half the show, because it's like, that's not funny, and also you look like a robot.
Definitely his face, like his eyes. Those eyes look like they've got some shit. Dark secrets,
Like maybe like dead bodies in his basement.
Potentially. Don't sue us.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Alleged by no one. It is false. Do not.
Just alleged by us.
That was a choice of me.
No, I agree. No. Because even, like, why is he not smiling? Like, that's
his face all the time.
That's a taut smile.
Maybe he's just been in Hollywood so long, he has so much Botox that it's like it doesn't move. But
it doesn't look like that.
No.
It definitely looks like
I think he's 1 in 25 are sociopaths.
Stop.
And his laugh, like a guest will say something genuinely funny, and it's like, and that's it.
Is that going to be us when we have guests on here?
No, we're going to be banging bitches. Bull-faced bitches. Love that for us.
Truly.
Anyway.
Okay. Wow.
Frantic Francine is us today. Frantic.
Yes. That's a drag name.
Frantic? I love that.
No, Frantic Francine.
Oh.
But
what about Fran?
Too.
First name Fran, last name Tick. I like that. Do you like that?
I mean, I don't.
See, like that.
Not like that.
You like that. Anyway, what else do I have? I didn't finish saying what I thought about Woman in the Window.
Oh.
It was like fine. It was like a 5. There's one note the whole time. There was one plot twist that was so obvious that I was like, that's not going to be the thing because it's too obvious, and then it was. So there's that. I think I'm always down to watch Amy Adams be a mess, you know?
Same. I honestly love Amy Adams.
I love her too.
She can kind of do no wrong, really.
I agree.
Yeah.
Unless she's got bodies in her basement.
Well,
in which case,
she's a very
you
good
go,
actress.
Queen. I have double standards, but it's fine.
Because they're the right way around.
They're the right way around. Exactly. T. Okay. Did you watch anything this week? Crazy? Exciting? Movies? No.
Oh!
What?
I started Jupiter's Legacy.
Oh, I've got that on my notes too.
Okay.
I told you you were going to hate it.
I hated it. You were right. But as soon as you said that, I was like, well, obviously that means I have to watch it.
You telling me all these years, 5 years I've been saying, Maddie, this show's incredible. You would obsess over it. Yes. You'd never watch it. Yes. And then I say, Maddie, you're going to hate this show. Don't watch it. You watch it.
Basically.
I'm going to fight you.
But I only watched one episode. I would have probably watched more, but then I gave it too much of a break, and now I'm like, why the fuck would I ever want to watch more?
Same.
But,
I watched the first episode the day it was released, and then I haven't watched it since.
Yeah, the acting was
horrific,
incredible, like horrific.
Oh, okay. I was like, I was like, are you Woman in the Window and me?
My favorite part. I think you might have tweeted about this.
I did. I'm sure I did.
Josh Jamal.
Yes!
Dad!
Ding!
Dad!
Ah! It's the best scream I've ever seen in any film. It contextually, he goes from like a man to like a 3-year-old female child, and it's my favorite scream. I'm sure I have it on my phone.
I'm gonna have another choking laugh.
His dad literally jumps off a building, and his response is, ah! That's not even the right tone, but...
It's true, it's really high-pitched.
It's so high-pitched. I've got it. Okay, ready? Okay, ready. Dad. It's cartoonish. Dad! Ah!
It's so funny. Honestly, it's worth watching the pilot episode
it is.
Just for that.
It is.
Wow, okay.
So neither of us got past the pilot. I think that's most viewers, though. I don't think it's getting new seasons.
Well.
And, like, am I right in saying that the prosthetics they used for the villain makeup look like that? They look like the...
Yeah, they were not.
The episode of Victorious where Kat
great.
accidentally glues a zombie face to Tori.
Honestly, there was definitely a lot going on in the episode.
But nothing.
But also nothing.
Yeah.
The 2 different timelines.
Yeah.
A choice.
And the makeup for the old age Josh Duhamel and Leslie Bibb.
Yeah.
I will say, though, Brandon, the son, could destroy me. I would let him literally cut off my face.
I mean, fair, but also his acting
was bad.
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
I mean, that's the thing, though, is when these actors who objectively have done really good stuff and we know are good actors like Leslie Bibb and Josh Duhamel.
Yeah.
Duhamel?
I say Duhamel, but I don't know.
Duhamel?
I don't know why.
Duhamel.
Matt Lanter.
And Matt Lanter.
He wasn't really in the pilot, though.
No. But all of them, when they're in one thing together and they all are very bad in it, it's like, okay, so it's either the script, the directing, or it was just rushed.
Yeah, it's true.
And I think it was all of those, plus they had to do it in a pandemic.
Yeah, all of the above. Accurate. And
I think it could have been good.
I feel like they all signed on before they read the script. It's one of those things where they got the concept and they were like, wow, this is so cool. Yes. And then they read
the graphic novel and were like, cool, that's dope, but it doesn't work on screen.
No, it does not.
It just looks cheap. It looks like a 2009 CW TV show.
Do you know, funnily enough, it feels very much like they were like, oh my god, superheroes, this is what we're going to do. Like, and then it was bad.
What?
You know, like, you know, I mean,
that was really nuanced. It was like they said superheroes, let's do it, and then it was bad.
No.
Stunning.
You know, Netflix, they're like, yes,
we have
okay,
money.
Superheroes are big, we have money, let's do superheroes.
Yes.
And then that was it.
Yes.
There was no further thought past that. Then they
and
just
based
came
on a
out
novel.
with a full... Oh, is it?
It's based on a graphic novel, yeah.
Oh, wild.
Again, some things just don't translate.
Some things do not translate.
And that's that on that.
Some things also just shouldn't be made.
Shouldn't be made. And that's the way Sue sees it.
But yeah, I don't think I've watched anything else.
I'm sure it gets better because people seem to like the plot twist near the end. I don't know what it is, shockingly. But I just don't know if I can bring myself to it.
I mean, it was kind of an interesting plot twist at the end of episode 1 where the villain they fought was not the actual villain. So that was
that interesting?
I mean, it was different.
Right.
I would say. I was surprised.
I mean, I feel like their whole fresh take was, oh my god, some of the heroes die.
A lot of them died, actually. And
in that fight.
They were all
But, like,
people of
I
colour.
think also to, what hindered it kind of was that Invincible came out, like, 2 months before it and did that premise so much better.
Oh.
So.
That's unfortunate.
That's that on that. And The Boys as well.
I think maybe Netflix just can't do superheroes because if we remember,
I think Netflix
further 3 weeks back to that awful
Thunder Force.
Thunder-Force.
More like they took all the thunder forced out of it. All the thunder was forced out of it. I give up on that one. That one's good. That was pretty good. Out of all my puns, that's the one you like?
I mean, it was difficult, and I appreciate the adversity that you faced.
Well, me talking about you. No, I feel like Netflix once was this pinnacle of quality over quantity.
Yes.
And it's now quantity over quality.
Yeah,
qualities.
I know, I agree.
And it's like, you know that saying, you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain.
Yes, accurate.
Netflix is that.
They are that. And I totally understand why they're doing it in like an abstract capitalistic way. It's because they're trying to compete with all of the other streaming services, so they're like,
but they set the bar.
They did set the bar, but I feel like
now there's a billion.
Well, I think the main issue is Disney Plus. If I was going to postulate, I would say Netflix is obviously, because it's the original, it's going to have a majority of the market share over things like Hulu and Amazon and stuff like that. Except Disney Plus.
Well, Disney Plus is packaged with Hulu.
Oh, see?
You know how we have Star?
Yeah, have Star, yeah.
All of the Hulu stuff is,
okay, well, and so you've got not only all of the actual Disney stuff, which is basically fucking everything, but then you also have all of the 20th Century Fox, which again is just so much content, and it's so much good content that Netflix, in my opinion, if I was them, would be very would be scrambling, because we've been saying for years that they don't do very well, do they? Like, their profit margin's not actually that big.
Well, no, but that was their plan. They don't plan to make a profit for another like 10 years.
Oh,
because they're so in debt. They spend like $20 billion a year or something on content.
Crazy.
And it's like it's basically what happened to Quibi.
Yeah,
they were like, well, it doesn't matter what the actual content is or how quality it is. If it has the stars' names on it, we give them money to make whatever they want. Their fans are going to watch. And it's that's not the tea.
Well, it's not now. It might have been 5 years ago, but it's not now. So
yeah, but also like I think further, like deeper into the issue with Netflix is that they saw the rise of streaming services coming.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, so by 2025 we want to have no licensed content. We just want to have originals.
Really?
All of the cancelled shows and old movies that we've made only on Netflix. That's all.
Interesting.
That's why they're investing in so many franchises.
Wow. Huh.
And that's why they're doing so many shows, because they're like, well, if some of the shows stick, we can keep making them.
Interesting.
And that's why if a show doesn't do phenomenally well, it's cancelled.
Wild.
Now on Netflix, which didn't used to be the case.
No.
But you already see it. If you think about it,
that's ridiculous.
you look at what streaming services has popped up in the past year alone. There's HBO Max.
Yeah.
There's Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
There's Peacock.
Yeah.
All of these ones. And then you look at, Hulu, which is all the Fox content. Universal is all on NBC, Peacock. Paramount, obviously, all on Paramount. Who's left? Sony.
Yeah.
Sony content's left. Netflix just made a deal with Sony for the Spider-Man movies for the first year that they are released.
Nice.
And then they go to Disney Plus. And it's like...
Yeah.
I think they've been forced to... They've been forced to rely on their own content faster than they were expecting.
Yeah, I would... That makes sense. That does make a lot of sense. The interesting thing is, though, is that I feel like they have a really weird sense of what their good content is and what... I think that they're just doing, oh my God, okay, if it goes like viral, then it's good. Like, for example, why the fuck was... what's the name of it? The one with Drew Barrymore and Timothy Olyphant, that fucking hilarious zombie sitcom one.
Santa Clarita Diet.
Why was that cancelled? That was so good.
Honestly, it was also probably pretty cheap to produce. I
Right?
don't know why.
What's the choice there?
It's
feel
because
like
it's not doing astonishingly well.
But like, what
but
are
compared
the odds
to
of
others,
everything doing astonishingly
it's not.
well?
That's
like, it's
the
just
point.
Not, yeah, exactly.
You think
it's
of
not
the
gonna happen.
stuff that Netflix been renewing or making more of.
Yeah.
And it's like, To All the Boys I've Loved Before and The Kissing Booth. They were phenomenons. They didn't carry on to the sequels. I don't think people cared as much about the sequels.
No, I doubt it.
You look at Stranger Things. They're going bigger each season.
They are.
Because it's an investment, I guess. Witcher, now Shadow and Bone. It's only that, and like they expected Jupiter's Legacy to be a runaway hit.
Yeah, that's
and like
because they probably didn't watch it.
The stuff they post about it's not even getting like 1,000 likes, which is a flop.
That is a flop. Interesting. I feel like I read somewhere this is probably a different marketing strategy. Maybe you told me this, but a few years ago at least, they didn't like to have shows go for more than 3 seasons because they want people to sign up. And like if it's not easy to binge, then they didn't want it because they want people to be able to sign up and consume content really
digestible,
quickly.
Yeah. They didn't want people to be overwhelmed with.
No, with like multiple seasons, because obviously the more seasons there are, the less likely people are to start it because it's more overwhelming. Which again makes sense a few years ago, but if that's their new play, then what's... Anyway, I don't know.
I don't get it.
Netflix have a lot of things going on.
Yeah, it's all a thing.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I don't know. I feel really bad when a genuinely creative or genuinely original show comes along and it maybe scrapes by to get a second season.
Yeah, it's true.
And then it's just cut off.
Timeless.
Like,
that's not Netflix. That's just...
I was going to say like VOA.
Yeah.
Shows like that are like actually inventive.
Yeah.
But that doesn't pay off, I guess. Because consumerism. Speaking of consumerism, The Mosquito Coast on Apple TV Plus.
I haven't seen it. Is it good?
It's fine. The first episode's really boring, but it picks up quite fast. It's very, very white. I don't know how to phrase it. I need to explain it better. But
no,
basically,
you don't, in fact.
It's a family of people on the run.
Right.
But they're like, and they're going on the run to Mexico.
Right.
But they're like destroying all these innocent Mexican people's lives.
Yes.
For their own sake. And they're very white.
Wow.
And it's like, I feel very not comfortable watching this. And
Wait,
also,
are they not aware? Like, is there no self-awareness around that? No, that's not the point.
I just think that the creators didn't realize because they're also white.
Oh.
It's not self-aware at all. But the entire message of the show is that consumerism and capitalism are bad.
I did read somewhere
the
just
idea,
a single tweet where they were like very bold of Apple.
That was from me.
Oh, was it?
That was a me tweet.
Oh, there
A
you
Nic
go.
original. A Netflix original.
Imagine that, me quoting
Reading
your tweets now.
Imagine.
So you've really made it.
I know. But no, well, yes, its entire message is anti-consumerism, which, great, love that. But when it's Apple telling us that consumerism is bad,
Yeah, it's true.
it's like,
It's a bit of a...
that cheapens the message a little, you know?
Just a little.
Just a smidge. But no, that's the presumption is that one of the parents committed like a crime of some sort, treason of some sort, to help the environment and to all that kind of thing. But yeah, anyway, we don't know what it is, but they're on the run and they're destroying these poor Latinos' lives,
Oof.
just leaving a wake of
Oh my God.
innocence in their path, and they don't like blink at it. They don't even
Wow.
second guess it.
That's a lot.
I don't know. Multiple aspects make me feel uncomfortable.
That's really fair.
But like, I mean, it's fine. You'd probably like it.
It's got a weird name, and so I'm out.
It's a remake of a movie called The Mosquito Coast.
Interesting.
Si, senor.
Kind of.
But that's not on that. I feel like I've watched a lot this week. Maybe I haven't. Did you know Loki's premiering earlier?
Oh, I didn't know it was any earlier. I know that it's soon, but I didn't know it was earlier than that.
Couple of days
was
early.
Intended.
Oh, I know. I watched The Mitchells versus the Machines on Friday night.
Right.
Have you heard about it?
No.
It's the new Netflix. It was originally scheduled for theaters by the makers of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Right.
Animated movie. Went to Netflix because obviously COVID.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I adored it.
Mm.
1,000,000,000%. It was fucking phenomenal. I cried 4 times.
Oh, wow. That's a lot for you.
It's a lot for me.
That's like a lot for you. One
But
time
I
is a lot
define
for you.
cry as at least 1 tear.
It's the same. I do too.
Cool.
You get a bit...
Because, yeah.
If your eyes well up significantly, that's crying to me.
Yeah.
Particularly for a movie.
And honestly, some of those were happy tears. But, like, this movie made me feel emotions more than, like, a lot of content I've consumed in the past 5 years.
Oh, wild.
It is fantastic.
That's really wild.
11 out of 10, you'll love it. It's so good.
Okay. Probably give it a go.
And there's nothing too tragic.
Thank God.
That's the only reason I refuse to watch Coco, the Disney movie Coco.
Oh, yeah. Is
I
that
really-
tragic?
I don't know. I really, really want to watch it, but everyone said it's really sad.
Oof. I'm out. You have to watch it before me.
We'll see.
I watched this week.
Hmm.
I actually did a video about it that I released today, so I won't talk about it too much. But it's about, Paddington 2.
I saw this
Got
because
100%.
Citizen Kane dropped 1%.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not, but anyway, now is the
Paddington
highest
2, the
rated.
best movie of all time.
Yes, so I watched that. Well, when I went on to Rotten Tomatoes, it said that its best movie of all time was It Happened One Night, which
Never
is
even
an
heard of it.
old movie. It's basically where all romance tropes were born.
Ah.
So it was actually quite good, to be honest. It was not anywhere near as bad as I thought it was.
Oh, you
going to
watched
be.
it?
Yeah, I did watch it. This was all part of the video. I watched that and then watched Paddington 1 and Paddington 2. And Paddington 2 was a lot.
Did you cry?
Yes, I did. But they were mostly happy tears.
Okay, because I can't deal with Paddington being separated from any family of anything.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I cried at Woody leaving at the end of Toy Story 4.
No, okay, well, the main plot of Paddington 1 was that his aunt sent him away to London, so there is separation there, but she did it purposefully because their home was no longer safe. So she had to stay behind, and then he went to this new family, and that was a thing.
I don't want to be sad.
No, it's not. That was a little sad, but it was fine. It fixed it. It was actually, they were both very, very wholesome movies.
I mean, people stan them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily know why, but I said in my video, and I will maintain this forever, if Paddington 2 in particular was not a kids movie and it wasn't about a bear, it would win Best Picture. Like, it was such
A nuanced story.
yeah, it was. And it was such a clean film as well. Like, hitting all the right beats at all the right times. The plot was just so good. You felt really good afterwards. I felt like I learned a lesson. I know. So,
Wholesome.
best movie of all time.
Gee, okay, wig. I guess I'll watch them. I mean, I'm going to love them.
Yeah, they're pretty cute. Paddington is a little adorable little thing. So,
It's a little adorable.
a little dorb. Little
Cute.
doggy.
Okay, enough emotions.
Okay.
Let's talk about the new TV show, Girls Forever.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched it
I've
yet.
briefly mentioned it to you.
You have. You told me to watch it, but I haven't.
It's like 8 half-hour episodes.
I know. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I suck.
For context, it's by the creative team of like Tina Fey, Robert Carlock, and another person whose name I can't remember right now. I am so sorry. But I'm talking like 30 Rock, Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah.
The Saved by the Bell remake that I am in love with.
Yes.
All of them. And it's another hit.
Is it?
I adore it. It is so good. It plays into the nostalgia of a 90s pop girl group in a very fun way.
Love that.
It's progressive.
Love
it's ridiculous.
That. Mm-hmm.
And all the characters are great. The songs are ridiculous bops. It's just really good. It's really good. And like Sarah Bareilles, I had no idea she was, one, such a good actress, and two, had such like great comedic timing.
Oh, really?
Because like,
love that.
I always just assume correlate Sarah Bareilles with like
singing.
Yeah, but like not even singing, but like emotional ballads.
Yeah, truth.
And she wrote one of the best songs of all time, Love Song. I'm not gonna write you a love song because you asked for it, because you need one. Yes, see. Bob,
accurate.
Wow. So yeah.
Wow.
Watch for Girls Forever.
Okay.
On Peacock or Stan. Also, please watch the Saved by the Bell reboot. I know nothing about the original series, but this is its own thing, and it's so fucking great.
Honestly, Nicholas, if at this point I haven't even watched High School Musical, the series,
I don't give a fuck about that.
That's how much I
mean,
stand High School Musical.
It is very good. Anyway, no,
as if I'm
saying if you can binge watch 4 seasons of 911 and 1 season of 911 Lone Star in the time it takes me to watch 1 season of 911 and 1 season of 911 Lone Star, you can watch 8 half-hour episodes of Girls Forever.
You're right. I wonder. I need.
I
911 Lone Star.
I don't know how you watch stuff so fast.
I do it at all times. So when I get into something, I will watch it as soon as I get up, and I'll eat my breakfast watching it, and then I'll probably potentially even like brush my teeth while watching it, and then I will finish the whole episode, and then I'll stop and I'll do what I need to do for the day, but then I'll probably have a break during the day and watch more episodes. That's how I do it.
Wig. I have like designated TV time.
No, it just bleeds
out. My designated TV time is from like 10 a.m. till 2 a.m. Because during my daytime, I'm like, well, if I start a TV show, like I get too distracted, but also I play games.
Yeah, no, see, I don't do that. I don't do that at all. The only other thing that I do that takes up a lot of time is read fic. And usually if I find a good enough TV show, I will put that aside completely to finish the TV show.
Wig.
So
I've got 1 episode left of 911 Lone Star. Because I was up till fucking 3 a.m. making croissants last night. Yeah. I got through like 5 episodes.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy it. That sounded so odd. I really enjoy it. I genuinely enjoy it. That was not sarcasm.
Yeah, no, actually, it was very different to the original one, which I was surprised about. I know you said that, but I was like, how different can it be? But it was, which was really good. I think my main beef with it is that they have these really progressive characters, but then they never do anything with them. So the only people we ever focus on are the white men, you know?
Well, white men and women.
True, yes. Yeah, so the 3 main characters who I'm like, wow, this is cool. Like, I'm really interested in these people and I want to learn more about them. Fucking, they got like 3 lines in the whole season.
Yeah, in my notes, I've written, I like that it's more character focused.
Yes.
Than the original 911 show.
Yes.
I like that a lot. I like that it has season-long like mysteries and character arcs. But in my notes it says they do a very poor job at balancing the ensemble cast.
They do.
Which 911 does exceptionally well.
It does, yes.
And they get flashback episodes and shit.
Yeah.
911 Lone Star does not
balance it at
It's
all.
season 1, I mean, I guess.
But
and there was a lot to set up, really. Although,
I mean, is there though? Because we already have a whole show that's set up the premise.
well, I mean, they could have also cut out that Captain Strand almost getting replaced by Bella Swan's dad.
That was weird. That was all weird.
And whilst Bella Swan's dad from Twilight could absolutely fuck me in every hole I have.
I'm sorry, Bella Swan's dad from Twilight. Don't listen to you.
I don't think that plot was necessary.
No, it definitely was not. There was a lot of unnecessary plots in relation to
and also
him.
If Captain Strand can have an entire episode about not being able to get a boner because of chemo, you can give one of the other characters some screen time.
Accurate. 100%. I will say that it's one of the most, him getting chemo, one of the most like realistic movies in terms of the shows in terms of the side effects of chemo. Yeah. Like, because a lot of people are always like, oh, your hair falls out. But in fact, there are a lot of like Mum's memory, for example, even still, it's been 2 years since she had chemo, fucking cannot remember anything because of the chemo. Yeah. And that's kind of come into play a little bit in the show. Not much, but I do remember being mentioned and I was like, wow, that's not something people usually talk about as a side effect for that. And then again, obviously, can't get a boner. I mean, that doesn't really relate to Mum, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
So, yeah.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, fascinating.
Just different side effects than are usually talked about. I was digging that. Just as an aside.
Wig. And I really like that they kind of flip some of the archetypes on their head. Like, Captain Strand is like a metrosexual, sensitive guy in touch with his emotions and feelings.
His skincare routine
and
was
also, like,
way better than mine.
Just Rob Lowe in anything is great.
Truth.
And like, yeah, the jockey son is homosexual.
Love that.
And then there's like one character who's actually a straight white macho man, and that's the I can't even remember his name. Judd. Yeah.
Which, to be honest, they then kind of even subvert
they retcon
that a little bit. Yeah, they do.
Episode 2 onwards, he's like the most accepting guy ever.
Yeah, it's true. You find out he's married to a black woman and is like got severe PTSD and honestly, is going to therapy. It's like,
what's his wife's name?
Fuck, I don't remember.
She got such little screen time compared to the rest of the characters, and she was one of the most interesting to me.
Yeah?
Was she not to you?
She wasn't not interesting. Like, she didn't really have any...
Well, half of her scenes in it were like, I love Jesus.
This is true.
And that was it.
I mean, I feel like I would have been very interested to find out about, like, their backstory. No, I don't want a whole episode about it, but it was interesting character-wise to be like, they live in Texas. How did this happen?
I agree.
You know?
There was one scene, one part, I would say section of an episode that followed her doing a 911 call, but that was the only one. Yeah,
no, it's true. We actually got hardly any 911 call center stuff.
Anyway, this probably isn't interesting or relevant to anyone ever.
Wow.
But...
And I think 911's actually a pretty big show.
It is pretty popular, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I was just going to say that I think season 2, from what I've heard, fixes many of the issues.
Oh, I'm glad about that.
It's far better balanced.
Good.
The color correction on screen
oh
is
my
not
God,
so
it's
washed
so
out.
bad.
It's so dark and washed out.
So bad. Which I was so surprised about because the first one is actually quite like aesthetically clean. This one is not at all.
They really, I think that the creators were like, well, this is a spin-off and it's in Texas.
And it's in Texas.
So we have to make it visually different so people know they're different shows. Yeah. It wasn't yellow. It was like a blue darkness.
Oh, so it was kind of yellow on my screen.
Oh, it might have been washed out though. Like
maybe.
I think it's just washed out and then whatever TV you're on changes the colorish.
That's fair.
But anyway, yeah, it's super washed out. But season 2, they fixed that. They don't bother with the...
As they shouldn't. I mean, there's different enough characters. You don't need to...
Yeah. Although that one episode with all the snakes in the basement...
That was a lot.
When I tell you, I nearly vomited. I mean, I nearly vomited.
Of course.
That shit scared the fuck out of me.
Fair. Hate a snake show.
Hate a snake. What was the other? There was another one that blew my mind. Also, I just gotta say quickly that the I hate to say this, but the Emily, what's Liv Tyler's character? Michelle. Her sister having schizophrenia and ending up getting assumed dead and then ending up in a tent city being homeless. that feels like a very used trope.
This is fair.
This is something I've seen happen in, honestly, quite a lot of shows.
Interesting.
And it feels like, yes, it's a thing that happens in real life, but I don't know, it feels overdone in a way that is detrimental.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, and this is gonna sound more mean-spirited than I intend it to be, but it was kind of boring as a point. Like, it was way more interesting when we thought she was murdered. You know?
Oh yeah, okay, yes.
Like,
I follow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, TBH, when it was first mentioned that she had maybe had a mental issue,
yeah,
I was like, oh, okay, well, she's gonna end up being homeless, and she's lost.
Yeah.
And then when they fake out she's actually dead, her blood's in the car, I was like, okay, cool, I'm into this. In a dark way, I'm into this.
Yeah, exactly.
But then they bitched out and went the other way.
It's really true. So
that's on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were going to try and answer our big question that we're going to ask all our guests this episode, but now we have no time, so... Next episode. Next episode, we'll dedicate the whole episode to it.
Okay.
Did I have anything else?
I don't know. Oh my God. Maybe we could wrap up early?
That's not going to happen, sis. Oh, actually, I did have a question I wanted to ask you about... What's your vibe? What are you vibing about Cruella? Because that comes out very soon.
It does, surprisingly.
And I'm so conflicted about it.
Same.
And I don't know what it is.
I feel like it could be really cool, and I feel mainly because of the fact that the costumes I've seen so far look fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
However, I am morally against it on the grounds that I hate Disney doing this type of thing. And also, it didn't necessarily seem that interesting from the trailer.
Agree. Point to one person who watched 101 Dalmatians and said, I need to sympathize with her.
It's really true.
Pardon me, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm I would have preferred one of the villains that kills people, not dogs.
Truth.
But also, why did they get Emma Stone to be doing a British accent?
Yeah, Emma Stone was
like
an interesting casting choice.
It was a choice.
I'm not going to necessarily say it was bad. It doesn't offend me to my soul, but also I just don't feel like she fits that role.
Well, yeah.
I have to see it.
The reviews have come out.
Yeah, apparently it's really good. I think I saw today someone say.
I've heard it's quite good, and I've heard that there is a out queer character.
Interesting.
Which, if it's one scene, I will slap a bitch. But
that's what it always is. I feel like you definitely should set that to be your expectations.
This is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this entire time it's been made and the trailers have been coming out, I've been like, okay, this is a thing.
Yeah.
Guess I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But now the reviews are coming out, and I'm like, I'm more intrigued.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm intrigued by the actual film. I'm intrigued by the idea of a Cruella de Vil prequel spin-off movie, live-action remake being good.
This is really true.
How?
It's really true. I feel like I could be... There's two ways to go about it, obviously. Is them in the process of making the movie, they're either A, going, yes, we're going to make her really sympathetic and everyone's going to feel bad for her, or B, which is the much more unlikely path, is they're going to commit to her being a villain and we're all going to hate her and we're going to love hating her.
Which is not going to happen.
It's probably not going to happen, but I want that.
I want that too. Her name's Cruel Devil. Is it not?
Yeah, basically.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it could be. If they do that, that could be fucking...
That could be dope.
Dope.
I
mean, ultimately, it's a kid's movie, so that's not going to happen. Sorry.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
But also, I'm a slut for the, Victorian... Not even Victorian, but, Industrial Revolution era England.
Fair.
London.
Fair.
Love that shit. Early 1900s. Give me that injected into my bones.
I'm a slut for good costumes, so between the two
You're
of
also
us,
just a slut.
Yes. I mean.
I'm joking. That was mean.
I don't think it should be mean. We need to take away the...
You're a slut in a nice way. My arm hurts from falling over.
I've got my back hurts, but for no reason.
From carrying the weight of this podcast.
Wow. Yes, obviously.
So I it's a 1-2. I punch you with an insult and then I caress you with a compliment. It's a 1-2.
wow.
I also do sound effects on the side.
$100 an hour. Thank you very much.
Yes. No, I was gonna say completely off tangent. Not that there was a tangent to get off, but I watched a TikTok the other day and she was talking to a child, a little baby girl,
Right.
and the baby girl's name was Khaleesi.
Oh.
That poor child's gonna be bullied, and it's all her mum's fault and dad, presumably.
It's definitely a choice naming a child after a character, particularly when the character's name is a little bit out there. Like, I feel like you could kind of get away with it if it's a normal-ish name.
Like,
Not Khaleesi.
not Khaleesi.
Like, Jon.
And also, why Khaleesi and not Daenerys?
I know, it's really true. Khaleesi is very...
Or like Dany.
Dany makes so much more sense. Like, that's a real name, you know?
Yeah, well, literally. But anyway, that I did like a 1-2, like a take, like a double take,
Yeah.
because I was like, this is an interesting TikTok, and then at the end she was like, good girl, Khaleesi, and I was like, excuse me.
Wait a second.
You know, in the Emperor's New Groove, when Kuzco like stops the screen and is like, rewind a bit.
Yeah.
I was very that.
Fuck, that's
Did
a
she
great
just
movie.
say Khaleesi? Emperor's New Groove is such a great movie.
It's such a great movie. It's one of my favorite kids' movies.
The sequel's also great, and it's all about Kronk.
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 I don't think I've seen the sequel.
Pull the lever, Kronk! Queen. Yzma.
Wait, is Emperor's New Groove the greatest movie of all time?
Yes. In fact, it is.
I would probably say that.
I'll answer that right now. Definitively, yes.
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 It's so funny. And so rounded and so wholesome.
And so stupid.
And so stupid. Love it.
And it's also really emotional.
It is.
And it's also commentary.
It is.
When he's knocking out, he's gentrifying the village, he's knocking down all the houses to build a water slide.
For sure. And he learns his lesson
Also,
in
like,
the end.
Coles.
Did you say goals or did you say coals?
Coles.
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 Like, yes, that's what Coles is doing to Australia at the moment.
This is all Coles' fault. Tea.
Wow, okay.
Wiggy wiggy.
Ziggy.
What?
I feel like we can
Oh, you
what the
finished?
fucks.
I have a bone to pick with you.
Oh, okay.
My bone to pick with you quickly. I'll quickly pick a bone.
Yeah.
Is I think you take high fantasy television and film too seriously.
That's probably true.
I was like ready for a war, and she's like, "Yeah, I know."
Do you mean I take it too seriously, as in it goes too deeply into my heart? Or
Well,
do
no,
you think
I'm
that I
yes, but also more in the respect that I'm like, you watched Shadow and Bone and you didn't necessarily like it, but you're also like passionate about it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Like, I get like that about reality TV. But like, I want you to enjoy a high fantasy show and not like just as entertainment. And just soak it in, you know?
I don't know if I know how to do that, particularly with fantasy. I don't know why I have such high expectations when it comes to fantasy, but it's one of those genres.
Genre?
Genre?
That's Jon Snow's long lost twin brother. Genre. He's French. Little known fact about Westeros, France exists.
Stop. Okay. It's one of those genres where I'm like, it must be perfect.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
But
I understand.
Not like, not even consciously. It's like a subconscious thing. I'm watching it and I'm like, I don't agree with this. And therefore it's not perfect. You know?
Interesting.
I don't know why.
Well, I only say that because you gave Mortal Kombat 4 stars and Shadow and Bone 3.
Objectively, Mortal and
Mortal and Combat?
Fuck.
You're on a roll, bro.
Mortal Kombat was better. I don't know what it was about Shadow and Bone. I think it was because the acting was very bad.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh.
I thought the acting was like pretty middling, I guess, but like not bad.
I think the world building happened too fast for me. Like we were just like fucking straight into it, and I was like, whoa. The pacing was generally a bit off, of
pacing was
show.
off. The middle episodes were slow.
Yeah.
But my biggest issue with the show, honestly, was that I feel like it maybe gave everything it had in season 1.
Yeah, that's really fair.
Because I'm like, I haven't read the actual Shadow and Bone trilogy. I've read the Six of Crows ones, but I'm like, how much more of this story is there?
Well, to be honest, I read the overviews of the books so that I could read fic, obviously.
Oh my god.
And
this is what I mean. You're like, that show was bad, but I'm gonna read fic.
Well, the fic fixes it.
Okay.
It makes it what it could be.
Okay.
Anyway,
I trust you. It's okay.
The plot of the next 2 books is basically the exact same plot of the first one, just in a different way.
So it's divergent.
Yeah, basically. It basically is that. It doesn't seem like it has a very good ending at all.
I feel like we don't talk about the fact that Divergent made 3 out of 4 movies and then just stopped.
You feel like we don't, as a society.
As a society, we don't talk about it because it's fucking
funny.
funny.
It's so funny.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think that should be something that we talk about on the reg.
It's true.
Yes, wig. Okay, but I think this is all just a long way of saying that I'm forcing you to watch Lord of the Rings ASAP, and also a way of me coming clean and saying that I recently I had an epiphany, and it was that reality TV is for entertainment purposes only, and I should not be taking it so seriously that I'm yelling at the screen.
I forgot to tell you something really important, and I'm so sorry that I've waited until now.
It's okay, they're only picking up our food now.
Wait, okay, no, actually, it's going to be my what the fuck of the week.
Okay. Well, yeah, like, I shouldn't be watching Big Brother screaming at the TV.
Yeah, well...
Because, well, I mean, yes, but in a light way. I shouldn't be genuinely frustrated.
No,
you know, I shouldn't be yelling at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because one of them's being a bad person. It's like... We knew that. We've been like,
we did know that.
That's the premise.
I mean, I agree to an extent because that's me, but with normal shows, and I also think that that's unhealthy. I think both of us just have too much
that's
of
what
an
I'm saying.
attachment to TV, not specifically reality.
I agree, and I'm all high and mighty because I had this epiphany, and then I watched the first 2 episodes of Real Housewives of New York and the last week and a half of Big Brother. Purposefully not taking it too seriously, and I've been having the time of my life.
Wow, can't relate.
Enjoying content. Can you believe? That's why I'm acting all high and mighty. If you asked me a week and a half ago, I would have been right on your side.
I don't know. It takes this very special kind of show or movie to do that. And I don't know what the criteria for it is, but sometimes I just feel differently when I'm watching something. I'm like, yes, I am just enjoying this. And other times I'm like,
That's the worst scary face I've ever seen. Just
that's
so
not
know.
a scary face. That's a contemplative / angry, what are you doing to me face.
Contemplative. Wow.
Yeah.
Big words. Anyway, let's wrap up. It's been an hour. Okay, cute. Okay. So,
go.
My what the fuck of the week is... I do know what this is. My what the fuck of the week is people, haters on the internet, people online, critics even, saying that Amy Adams' career is done.
What?
They're saying her last few movies have flopped. She's been picking up roles that clearly Oscar bait, and then they turn out to be bad movies. They think that this is the end of her career, like it's the sexist thing in which female actresses, which is most of them,
well, I sure hope they do.
I sure hope they do. Their careers are like a dome, like a curve.
Yeah,
they're curved. That's the word. They're curved.
Yeah.
It goes up. They're at the height of their career, and then they go down, and they can only make cheap movies and like because
they get old.
Serious pieces and stuff. Yes. Yeah. Or because whatever, they're not appealing to the audiences anymore.
Because they're old.
Because they're old or whatever. And probably old.
Well, it's not true, but that's the perception.
No, exactly. Obviously, that's not the same thing with men.
No.
Fucking Anthony Hopkins can be out here.
Yes.
Winning Oscars at the age of 200. And I love him, but... It's all these people saying that Amy Adams' career is over. They're just being sexist.
They're definitely
They're just being... idiots, honestly.
Amy
Adams' supremacy.
I agree, and her career will never be over.
I hope not.
It won't. It will live a long, long life.
Good.
Even if she stops making movies.
I mean, she's still got to do Disenchanted.
Is that coming out?
Yeah.
When's that?
I don't know, in the next couple of years.
Good. I mean, bad, but good.
Oh, that can't really happen. I just had like a little
brainwave
light bulb moment, and I was like, she should be in the Wicked movie adaptation of the musical Wicked. But then it's about like college students.
I mean,
so not to bring age back into it, but she may be a little old for that role.
Yeah, sadly.
Anyway.
Okay, my what the fuck of the week.
What
And
is
I
your what the
also
fuck of the week?
actually, in the course of you speaking, have remembered that you do in fact know that this happened.
Me?
Yes. Which is,
Yeah.
I watched 3 episodes of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake.
3?
Yeah, we got
That's a lot for
3
you.
in. I
Wow.
know. Well, I was watching with Jake and we were like, oh my God, this is hilarious.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The woman marrying her step-grandfather. Let's just rehash that.
Mary Cosby?
Yeah.
Crosby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's not even fully unpacked until the end of the season.
No, it's not unpacked. It has not been really touched on at all. Because, like, basically she's... I feel like she's not so into it, but also she seems like she is into it in, like, a really...
She's into the, like, lifestyle, but she's not into her husband.
No, it does not seem like that at all. Because, like, the main thing we keep seeing over and over is her being like, it was written into the will. This is an arranged marriage. You're like...
And minor spoiler / enticing little tidbit, that's not true.
Stop! No!
You're not ready.
Oh my God.
You're not
Definitely
ready.
so far, it's made it seem like... the grandma was like, if you marry him, I will give you all of this money in the church.
Yeah.
That's definitely, wow. Oh my God.
There's a lot to unpack.
So-
Yeah, no, Salt Lake City's insane.
It is
They've
insane.
apparently nearly finished filming season 2 because so much happened that they don't even need to film the whole time.
Honestly iconic.
Right?
Wow.
But, yeah, and it's only, I think, without the reunions, it's only like 12 episodes, so...
Yeah, there's
Also,
3
like,
reunion
yes.
episodes, and I think it's 16 in total.
It's also like
is...
one of the first Housewives shows for the first season to have more than 2 reunion episodes, which tells you that a lot happened.
Wow. Oof.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to lie, a lot happened in the first episode, but not so much was happening in episode 2 and 3.
Was episode 2 when they went skiing?
Yeah, or maybe that was episode 3.
The thumbs up means fuck you.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was funny.
That was really funny.
I love that.
Yeah.
Also, do you like dislike Lisa Barlow at the moment?
Fuck, which one's she? I'm sorry, I don't know any
She's the
of the
one
names.
who's very work oriented and has like. She's the one who's best friends
Is she
with
the
Meredith.
gin one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who isn't meant to drink and is meant to follow Mormon guidelines, but actually has a gin business.
Iconic. Yeah, I would say that so far I'm not really liking any of them. I don't mind Heather. Like, no, sorry, I don't mean like as in I'm not enjoying watching them.
You're not
I
vibing
mean,
with them.
I don't feel like there are any
Actively
good
enjoyable.
people.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like I enjoy watching all of them.
By the end of the season, I was like, yeah, I think there's like maybe 2 good people in this.
Well, Heather doesn't
Like
feel too
genuinely
bad.
good. But no, all my opinions had flipped by the end. They'd all gone haywire. I like them all, to be honest.
Honestly,
But by
I'm
the end, my
keen.
emotions were all over the place.
Yeah, fair.
And I feel like I should warn you, the couple of middle episodes, they get slow.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But, it's hard to explain. When you catch up, I'll tell you.
Okay.
But when they go to Vegas,
Yeah.
when they're about to go to Vegas, that's when it picks up again and it goes batshit.
Wow.
Okay?
I'm excited.
Just so
for
you
that. Okay, good. Okay.
Okay,
Ready.
well...
That's that.
Thanks.
My what the fuck is just...
What the fuck? Well, that's what our what the fuck is meant to be. What the fuck of the week is meant to be something you hated about culture this week or something that is confusing you.
Yes, that's where I'm
That
at.
is confusing.
Yep. It's a lot. It's a lot. Would highly recommend.
Okay, well, Maddie,
Nicholas.
where can people follow you?
Oh, Lady Alice 101 on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. I
TikTok.
knew there was something else. Like,
TikTok.
yeah, that's that. Nicholas Pod.
Podcast, if you want to follow us on Instagram or Twitter, it is WTFIH Podcast.
Yeet.
Yeet. We are doing extra bonus episodes for the next... we have 6 more weeks.
We do. And to be honest, it's making our lives very difficult trying to balance doing 2 episodes in 1 week.
It's true, but I feel like that's because we're making the bonus ones too long. We need to cut them down to half an hour. I just don't know if we can.
Yeah, it's true. We have
because we start talking about Drag Race Down Under and it's like...
Maybe this week is going to be a stupid episode and then we won't have much to say.
Maybe. Probably not.
Probably not.
I mean, they're all stupid episodes. It's reality TV.
Okay.
This is back to my new state of being.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, so much of my life is reality TV now, and I used to hate reality TV, and all of
before you knew me,
before the end of 2019, I'd not watched much reality TV, barely any.
I don't think that's true.
And then in 2020, end of 2019, I started Beverly Hills Housewives, and then I stopped that. I started New York, and that's where my life spiraled.
It's just gotten out of control since then.
It's out of control. I need my fix. If you want to follow me on Twitter or TikTok, yeah, I think it's Nic_sushi, NIC_sushi on both. I think I changed it on TikTok to be matching.
That was a really good idea. I wonder why it was not matching.
I don't know. Whatever. Just look in the description. Also, we've got the video version on YouTube.
Yeet.
So, what the fuck is happening? The podcast. Amazing.
And that's that.
Thank you for
listening.
And
this is...
No.
Fuck.
Thank you for listening to the voted number one podcast, best podcast of all time
in the whole world,
as voted by
me,
Maddie.
As voted by Maddie. It's true, and as of course we all know, I am the be all end all on opinions.
Yes,
particularly with ratings.
Yes. So. Okay, cute. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.